to her, she experienced it as like irresponsible or like irresponsible pay. And I said, but you do the same thing. And she said, yes, that's a problem. We already have one spender. We don't need two in the
Yeah, that's crazy.
so.
At least she takes accountability.
And I think the whim the well, let's not go that far, but let's well, I have a very interesting one this week. Usually when a husband gets money, the wife stays, right? But in this case, we have a husband who
Well,
wins money and the wife now wants to leave.
I
So
don't
this
know
is a
about
very
what your
interesting one.
story like, if she wants to stay. But
And of course, we're gonna talk about we're gonna get to the second segment of Diddy in a bit. But first, KR, let me just read the story real quick, and I want to get your thoughts on whether you think dude is right or not, because or is the wife is right or not, right? So the wife is 32 and the husband is 36. The husband was in a work accident several years ago and he won a court case in which he was awarded a sum in multi-millions. And now I'm going to continue quoting the wife. My husband and I live in the US and have been struggling for years, especially since his accident, since he hasn't been able to work in a job in his specialty since. He's mainly been working minimum to low wage jobs because his degree and trade experience are in an industry his body can no longer work in. I make pretty good money, but again, we live in the economical hellscape that is America. Well, I think we can also narrow the city down to California. Doesn't say it anywhere, but seems like a safe bet. In the last year since the settlement, my husband has become the most smug, stuck up, and pretentious man I've ever known, and I'm sick of it. Our friends and family aren't good enough for us anymore because now we have money. Our home and cars and clothes weren't good enough for us, and anyone with a small house, paid off car, or small clothes was sad and depressing. He judges people hard, and he's not quiet about it. He's mean and rude to the people we interact with. Of course, we got nicer things when he received his money, but he was adamant on luxury things, and to him, anyone who doesn't live in a mansion on the hills with a Lamborghini and Gucci shoes is embarrassing. He gets upset with me for not wanting to spend crazy amounts of money. Why would I buy a 2000 pair of shoes when I can get a pair just like it for 60 bucks? It feels like giving a child with no concept of money $20 and setting them free in a Dollar Tree store. He bought me a ton of expensive clothes and jewelry, new electronics. He pays for high-end spa days and even bought me a new car. I feel like an ungrateful itchbay for saying this, but I don't really like the gifts. Nothing is my style or taste. He's buying it just because it's expensive. My husband harasses me daily to quit the job I love and says that I make us look bad by working and making us look poor. He gets upset if I want to go to the same chain restaurants we've always liked, such as Buffalo Wild Wings, Jack in the Box, etc., instead of five-star Michelin steakhouses and sushi places because we can't afford it now. He's even gone as far as trying to push me towards plastic surgery. Get the BBL. BBL, Drizzy. Quote, because we can afford it, so why not? End quote. He suggested, I guess I made a joke, but I guess he did suggest the BBL. He suggested a boob job, BBL, lip filler, and at one point, that surgery where they remove the bottom rib. I feel like he's starting to think I don't look good enough for him and our new lifestyle. We've gone to couples therapy. This attitude isn't improving. We've gone to top copacetic, but his attitude isn't improving. He's getting even worse. And I am miserable. This is not the man I married. I don't want to have kids and raise a family with him. But I'm afraid that if I leave, everyone will cry gold digger. We married when we were young and broke and didn't consider a prenup because we had nothing. Dumb, and I know we were kids. Am I the a-hole? Is she wrong for now contemplating on exiting the relationship?
If this is the reason why she wants to split up, no. I don't think so. He's heading to a path of destruction and a high speed. Because it seems like he's not working anymore. So that's a one-time payment. I don't know how many millions she's talking about. Maybe 10. But you can blow 10 million with a good pinch, COCAINE binge in the summer. So, I mean,
let me ask you this, KaiR. If you get a settlement in the multi-millions,
I mean, after I get beat up by the cops, and I can still walk.
Yeah, we can still walk.
I can still walk. I can still
work, and you get
I cannot work. Well, I can work. Let's hope I can work.
But in this case, you can't work only minimum jobs, minimum wage jobs, or low-paying jobs.
So they broke my leg.
But my question to you is, and we need to get specifics, but just like a general, if you get, for example, a settlement of some multi-million, so it's more than 2. Let's say it's 3 million. Let's just keep it simple, $3 million. What would you do with the $3 million?
3 million?
Before you go buy shoes or are you gonna buy shoes and those things first?
Come on, man. 3 million, it's gone with the wind. You blow 3. You know how fast you can blow through 3 million?
Real quick.
That's like. And how did LeBron used to do that?
Yeah, something like that.
And it's gone.
Yeah.
I would say I would invest the 3 million and just live off the dividends and the interest. It's that 3 million is not a lot of money. If you're gonna spend it on expensive clothing and expensive watches, high-end cars, you're gonna go to the money real quick. And depending on your age, it's gonna look crazy. You live 2 years a luxury life, or 3, 4, 5 years, even 5. Let's say you make it to 10. For some wild reason, you make it to 10. After that, it's all downhill. You're back where you started. So you want to go for the long haul. I think so. If I look at how she talks, she doesn't seem like someone who cares that much about the things, the things that money can buy. She values connection with people. He's basically dookying on their friends, their former friends, because they're not having it as good as them. That's a red flag. That's if this is how you go around. I understand why she doesn't want to hang out with this guy. I mean, if people are your friends because of who they are, not what they own. I mean, of course, you hang out with people in your class. That's always what happens. If you go in a higher class because of what you earn, that doesn't mean that you should start treating the people that you used to be part of, because that's another class. You start treating them bad. I think they say the same people you see on your way up are the same people you see on your way down. So you have to be very careful about how you go about connections and how you treat people. I think, like I said, he is heading towards a wall with a high speed. And if he's not careful, if he continues spending like he does, and it seems like she's the one who's pressing on the brakes right now. Let's say they divorce, and he meets a woman that's not pressing on the brakes. It's gonna end bad for him.
Well,
Gonna end.
I know I had a colleague once who was, in my opinion, a female colleague who was reckless with money. She used to spend money like crazy. No budgeting, nothing budgeting whatsoever. She did have a side hustle, so she did get money, but she wasn't budgeting, right? So one time she was telling us about her husband who was spending money on a couple of things, right? And I said, but the husband gets money, so he also has like a good job, and he has like a side hustle or side hustles as well. So he has like money, but he was starting to pay certain things that weren't to her. She experienced it as like irresponsible pay. And I said, but you do the same thing. And she said, yes, that's a problem. We already have one spender. We don't need two.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
at least she takes accountability.
and I think the well, let's not go that far. But let's